Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another batch of comic book reviews, and as always, I like to do a Marvel, a DC, and an independent comic book, and I was looking at this lineup. At first, I was really excited, and then I thought, yeah, I don't think this is going to get a lot of views because of the books I'm reviewing. I've got Ant-Man for Marvel, a book called Blackwood from the Independents, and Daphne Byrne, part of the Joe Hill House collection for DC, so let's get this party started. Starting off with Ant-Man #1, I gotta say I got the AIM cover and not the pool cover that I wanted on this one. And that's neither here nor there. One thing I did think about, and I looked it up, we talk about how many times Carol Danvers has been rebooted over the last decade and how she's had 6 series. And I looked, I was like, oh my gosh, Ant-Man and the Wasp, by the way, is catching up. They really have. Marvel is, man, they want to get you into the Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we are just saying no, forget about it, we're not going to do it. And I think panels like this is why, because, you know, you see the Ant-Man and the Wasp daughter, and it's like, oh gosh, okay, stop, just stop. This is a fun comic book. Now, realize I did say fun. I'm not quite sure if it's good or not. I enjoyed it. It's entertaining. Scott Lang is, in this case, having a hard time finding a job. And we find out he's actually living in an anthill in front of somebody's yard. He gives his daughter his address, and she goes up to the house, and, you know, nobody's answering. And then he comes out of the anthill. I thought it was kind of funny. But that's the whole point of this book. This is not something you're going to read in the vein of an Avengers or Justice League, where it's, you know, supposed to be a serious story. This is about a down-on-his-luck guy who happens to be a superhero, which made me wonder, okay, who's making the particles, or where are you getting them? Apparently, he actually says that Hank Pym made them for him and all that kind of stuff. Take that how you will as far as the book's concerned. This is, and that might actually be one of the reasons why we just don't get an Ant-Man comic very often. They don't take the characters too serious, so why should you, right? Well, I don't know. To me, there seems to be room for the serious books, room for comic books. I'm A-okay with that. Now, once again, I don't think this is going to win any awards, but for the time being, if you're looking for a comic book that that's just going to be a pleasant diversion, I think Ant-Man fits. I really do. I think it was entertaining, and by the way, it's got Swarm in it. And I kind of dig that because I liked him ever since I saw Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Next up, I want to talk about a book called Blackwood, The Morning After. And I got to admit, the cover got me. I just liked the cover for some reason. It intrigued me, and I was like, okay, maybe this will be a nice little horror comic book as well, you know. But it was mostly... Oh my goodness gracious, guys. It's a slice of life comic book taking place at sort of a Hogwarts kind of school where everybody's learning magic, and we find out that one of the students died, and all of the other students who knew him are trying to figure out the details, the little ins and outs. Unfortunately, they keep describing stuff that seems to be a hell of a lot more interesting than what's going on the page. And here's just something. I'm going to toss this out there. If you've got 2 people talking, and you're in a comic book, mind you, I can understand you can't do this all the time in a movie, but if you've got 2 people talking about this fantastical place or something amazing that happened, and something, you know, really scary might have happened or something along those lines, draw what's happening or what they're talking about. Don't draw 2 people talking, which is what happens in this book a lot. Instead of drawing the fantastical things, it's just they're drawing people talking. So this book becomes about talking heads, and that's it. It's dull. My goodness, I just realized I sound like Kevin from The Office when I said that. But gang, yeah, I want to like this book a lot more than I did. Hold on, there's an ambulance going. Okay, there he goes. Oh no, it's a cop. But anyway, I wanted to like this a lot more than I did. And the main reason was just that. I was so bored from the artwork, so bored from endless dialogue of things I'd rather be seeing. Ah, man, what a waste. You know what? This is a waste of potential. Next up is Daphne Byrne, issue number 2. This is from the Hill House collections. They're generally some sort of creepy kind of horror comics and such, and I dig on this. I've said before, if we're trading Vertigo for Hill House, I'm fine with that, because Vertigo was a shell of itself by the time it got canceled, and I hope this doesn't follow the same street that Vertigo did. So here we have Daphne Byrne, who is chastising her mom for going to a bit of a con artist fortune teller who says she could talk to the dead, while Daphne Byrne is literally seeing the dead. And at first, of course, she's very she's intimidated by this, and she's not liking it. She's scared. There's this one particular ghost, this guy that's following her around, and he kind of opens her eyes to it and says, well, no, look what you're actually seeing. And she does. And she notices the potential of this particular power, that it might not be something that she should fear. And I like this. Let's get that out of the way quickly. Now, I got to admit, this kind of gave me a little bit of a feeling of a Victorian age Sixth Sense of sorts, where, okay, are you going to have this whole thing where you're going around helping dead people? But that's not where it's gone. I just had that feeling to it. It's actually got a lot of atmosphere. The second issue has more than the first, as a matter of fact. I really thought that was what was missing from the first issue. And the second issue, I think, has a lot more. This really is what was his name we were talking about? This could be drawn by Sam Keith or what's his name, Kelly. I think it would be awesome. I'm enjoying this story so far. I'm not quite sure where they're going with it, and that's always a plus when it comes to a horror comic, and basically comic books in general. After you start reading them for a number of years, you're just like, dude, you could see it coming. So when a book like this comes along and you can't, yeah, it's a little bit more entertaining. So anyway, I'm so far enjoying Daphne Byrne. It's not, I don't know if, I think Dollhouse is still my favorite, and but still, this is one to check out. And finally, we're going to talk about Star Wars Darth Vader #1. Sorry, I didn't get to this one. I've got the book, and it just sat here while I watched it. It's like I didn't pick it up. And the funny thing is, I know that Star Wars are good comics. Marvel's been putting out some good Star Wars comics. So I don't know what kept me from this book for so long, but I apologize for the lateness. That's why it's now a bonus review on another video rather than its own thing, or the what it should be is the lead-in, tell you the truth, for a book this big. Anyway, enough of that stuff. How is the book is the big question. It's okay. Once again, I praise the Marvel Star Wars, but this is almost like a clip show for Darth Vader. If this were a TV show, we would have that. And remember that time where you cut off Luke's hand? Hey, remember when you said this thing about Padme, and remember how you found out she died? Hey, remember in the Empire Strikes Back when the Millennium Falcon got away? Yeah, remember when and that's this book. He's going out to find Luke, and he takes along a detective droid. I kid you not. I'm not kidding about this. It's a forensics droid, but come on, it's a detective droid. So it's not a bad comic book, but in all honesty, it's not good either. No, I cannot say this is a good book. It's missing a story. Like I said, it's a clip show. It's missing any kind of real weight to it. I know they're trying to give weight to the story, but it doesn't work. And for most of the movie, we're seeing him morose. Granted, at the end, we get some people attacking, and I thought it was kind of cool seeing Darth Vader in action, but I've seen that done in better comics than this. Yeah, this one's a pass on. I don't know. I'll check out second issue, but I'm not excited for it. There you go, guys. That's the reviews, and I gotta say, Ant-Man was the best of the bunch, and then Daphne Byrne, and then Star Wars, and Blackwood. Blackwood just was not the porn that I thought it was gonna be. Anyway, what did you think? Have you read any of these? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? That kind of thing. I look forward to that. You know, if you disagree with me on a book, please tell me why. I'm not one of those that go, oh, you disagree, therefore you're evil. As a matter of fact, sometimes it opens my eyes. I'm like, well, maybe I need to read that again. It's kind of cool. And if you do like these reviews, just click on one of the videos that are popping up right here, and don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, or ring the notification bell, making sure that they're set for all for Google and YouTube. And don't forget to go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till. This is the way we're trying to make a living. And I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.